Okay. Holy moly. That was so much work, you guys. I like freaking need a breather from this nonsense because everything was just super misbehaving. So let's do let's okay, I really want to make sure that Instagram has a link available to them. Hello? Oh no, I hope mic is working. Hello? Okay, that sounded like that sounded legit. Okay, I super want to make sure that Instagram has the link to get on here. So I need to get that link for them, as otherwise it's just rude. Um, and also, I'm just like so stoked that Instagram is letting us all, like everybody, pop a link in their stories. So and also, I got to do it quick because my dog super needs to go to the bathroom, and I have not taken him out for that at all. Okay. Holy moly. Hi, welcome, welcome. Um, just figuring out some silly technical difficulties before we get started. But I'm really stoked because this ham looks amazing. Ham number 4. Okay, so to catch anybody up, if they haven't been around for it, okay, good, it is focusing. This is some ham that I've been dry aging in my fridge. Um, the surface is definitely super dry. Um, I always do a smell check, and it smells pretty dang good. Check that out. It's very moldy. Okay, although, so something I do want to point out for this, especially for this session, is that this side of the meat is obviously has like a very thick and pronounced pellicle on it. Um, hang on, really quick. I'm just gonna check. Oh, it did do the reverse. I don't know why it does that, y'all. Um, anyway, so this side of the meat, the cut side, the exposed side of the meat, has a lot of like dryness on it. This is what's called a pellicle, like when the surface of the meat gets really dry and it's pretty. There are moments that you want that kind of thing, like if you're searing or smoking the piece, that's very appealing for that kind of thing. But and so it's not necessarily appealing for what we're doing. Also, there is mold. Like that is white mold that's growing on there. This one had like not as much mold as the other pieces, but like I wish this GoPro had better like up close, like macro zoom settings or like focusing settings. But here, I'm just gonna take a photo really quick of that mold and I'll post it on Instagram so that y'all can see the up close stuff that we're dealing with here because I'm seeing I can tell that it's not really showing up that well in the camera. Anyway, so that stuff, when you harvest dry aged meat, if the surface is like dried up like that, you do want to take it off. Some people will grind it into their like ground meat stuff, but this has mold on it, so I'm not going to use it in that application. And then the other thing that I wanted to point out about this particular cut is that I did all skin on pork, and I'm loving how dry this is. And so when I'm thinking about how I'm going to cook this thing, I want to make sure to incorporate that skin, because like we did, can you hear that? This is like ASMR now. It is like nice and dry and like very firm. And so I'm pretty stoked that it's done that, and that is like that kind of texture on the raw pork skin is like, that's going to make it very crispy, or rather that's going to help the crispiness happen. So I'm really stoked. I really want to figure out how to incorporate it. And then something else that has been really cool that I didn't think was going to happen, or I didn't really like have many thoughts on it necessarily, was how unchanged the skin is. Like it hasn't done anything really, like certainly not the same as this. You can find old photos from 4 weeks ago on Instagram of this meat, but it did not look like this. So anyway, that is all to say, I'm going to leave the skin on, and I'm only going to trim off this burn here, which we're going to pop onto this guy in just a sec. Do I have a steel in here? I don't have a steel in here. Okay. Holy shit, that's so firm. One sec. Okay, so like I said, the exterior of this meat is extremely firm, and so it's really important. Oof, this is a very important instance of like, you need your knives to be as sharp as they can be. And honest and truthfully, what I should have done was sharpen my knives. Wow, look at that! That looks so freaking cool. Yeah, check that bad boy out. Holy moly. Oh, it looks so good in there. It smells freaking great. I'm honestly like loving how that looks in the lighting. Just gonna go ahead and pop that up onto Instagram. Y'all will be able to see it on there. But I'm really stoked on how that turned out. It's like, it looks and smells super good. And yeah, oh, that's so great. Look at that. It kind of like looks like prosciutto at this point. And that was something I remember. That's how I would describe the texture of our extended dry aged meat when I used to work at Bateau. It was that the interior of the meat reminded me a lot of charcuterie, like it goes through the drying process, which is legit. Like that is what you're looking for. Not necessarily like the drying exactly, but what you're looking for is a long-term storage situation wherein you can let the meat just hang out, and then its natural enzymes are what you're trying to get to do work for you. Oh my god, I'm so happy about this, you guys. I feel like this aged super beautifully. And yeah, I'm kind of sad to be like losing a little bit of this meat, but like, dang if it all doesn't look so good. And it smells really good. What I'm seeing on YouTube, on the monitor in YouTube, is that it's displaying like a hue of pink that is quite a bit brighter than what is actually happening. So I wonder, so next time I'm going to maybe light this a little bit differently so that it's not as warm lighting, but I don't know, I'm just not super worried about it. That is so beautiful. Ah, it smells so good. Um, okay, so as I'm doing this, when you are dry aging meat, again, you want to take the pellicle off, and the point is that uh, you take off any of that pellicle because it's not going to cook up the same. I think it's a little bit too far gone. Also, in terms of drying, like in terms of a pellicle, like I like to utilize pellicles for a good searing surface. Um, but this stuff happened to have a lot of not a lot, but like a good amount of mold. Like I think that's too long for it to hang out in the fridge if I'm just using it for a sear. Um, oh, and don't forget, you guys can probably pop questions into the comment section or the chat if you have any. But dang, I'm like loving how this is turning out. It's so good. Um, okay. And so again, I'm very interested in utilizing the skin because I think the way that it's dried onto here is really really freaking cool, and I think it'll yield really amazing results in terms of like how crispy the whole thing will get. Wow, 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 wow. That's so cool, guys. Oh my god. I'm really excited. I feel like this is going to be, and again, it smells so good. I feel like this is going to be a super delicious cut. Mm. Something that is concerning is how in this department here, like right at the edge of the skin, like I'm going to have a lot of trouble accessing that part. So I think I'm going to have to bust out my razor blade in just a sec to trim away that extra little bit of skin that's covering it. But let's do what we can with just our normal knives. And then this part, this fat has also been exposed to air this whole time. And so that stuff I'm going to trim off as well. Like there's just a lot of chance for it to have gone very a little more funky than what we really want. Oh, that is so cool. I'm so stoked, you guys. Oof. Dang, that is awesome. Actually, fun fact, I got this knife as a gift from a colleague, the head butcher at Bateau at the time when he and I were working together, because all I had at the time was a 6-inch knife, like the one that you see up here. And the way that he cuts meat totally requires a knife of this size, if not, and then also some a little bit larger. And so he gifted me a house knife. Actually, I don't know if it belonged to house or if it belonged to him, but he gifted me this knife because he knew that I would need it, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Hi there. Check out how cool that looks. Do y'all remember what it looked like a minute ago? The whole thing was covered with all that crustiness, and now it's looking like super delicious. Kind of dry, like definitely dry. Drier-ish pork. Like it almost even looks like a prosciutto, like I just busted into a prosciutto. I'm so stoked. Oof. I'm trying my best to only take off like the bare minimum. Like this is not even, I mean, I'm kind of out of practice of trimming down dry age stuff, but you can see in this guy like how the top, just barely anything, is the dried out portion, and then under like almost directly underneath is like really beautiful, smooth, soft, shiny, moist, good meat in there. Oh, that smells amazing. Oh my God, this is so cool. Yeah, 4 weeks, y'all. We're only at 4 weeks, and this is how good it's looking. I'm really stoked that we have 3 more hams in there, still aging. So we're still going to see what's up for longer aging. But this guy, man, she's definitely meeting expectations. Meeting slash exceeding expectations. Oh, this did so good. Ugh. Okay, there is, as I'm like losing my mind over it, there is just this teeny tiny bit of like age in this pocket, and I don't want to take off too much from the surface. Ugh. Yeah, because the thing is, like, you really do need to like get rid of all of the aged surface, like all the stuff that was exposed to the air while it was aging. Um, because all that does run like a little bit of a risk. Like all of that was there, like you left all of that on there to kind of like protect your meat. Like it formed this pellicle to protect itself. Oh my God, that looks so good. um, yeah. Oh, really quick, y'all. I did want to remind anybody who watches this, if you're watching this in the month of December of 2021, FYI, we do have a couple spots left in the whole pig and whole pig butchery and harvest class taking place in January, just next month. I'm doing it with Bright Eyed Acres. They're an amazing small farm here in Washington. And yeah, there are still tickets left as of the recording of this video, as of this live stream, but not that many tickets left. So make sure to head over if you are interested in witnessing or participating in a pig harvest. This is your chance. Oh my God, look how good it looks! Okay, team. So then the last thing we got to do after I take off this, oof, I'm not doing that one. That's my knife. Okay, so then the last thing we got to do, y'all, is figure out what I should do with this meat. Like normally, under normal circumstances, if I were just processing a ham, I would brine it and then I would brine it and then either smoke it or roast it. But yeah, we're in kind of like uncharted territories. So let me know in the comments or the chat what you feel like we should do with this. One of the things about brining is that introduces a lot of moisture back into this department, and I don't really want to reintroduce moisture. But wow, it looks so good. But I do want to impart some salt and other flavorings. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe do a dry rub over this guy and see how it does then. And then roast it. I'm going to score the skin maybe and in like a crosshatch pattern. Actually, let me go get a razor blade because that is like the next step. And hang on. Okay, we back. And we got our secret weapon here, which is a dedicated razor blade. I'm kind of due to switch this one out. So this is probably the last project I'm going to do with this particular blade. And we're in like some uncharted waters here, y'all. So like, please bear with me as I figure out what's the safest way to do this. Because the worst thing about tough meat is if your knife or blade or whatever slips or acts in some other like unpredictable way, then you cut yourself, and that would suck. So yeah, there's that. So you do definitely want to be careful, especially because like the fact is that razor blades are sharp, especially the ones that are, you know, fresh out of the box. And so if you're going to deploy this method of using a razor blade, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because you don't want to be slicing yourself up. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. So there's that. I don't know if you guys remember from a minute ago, but there was a little overhang of skin here, and it was preventing me from getting into the meat that was just here. And holy moly, that looks so good. Oh, maybe I'll get rid of this little, ouch. This little knob of skin here. That's so funny that it's honestly this little knob of skin has gotten so firm that it like cut me a little bit just there, like scratched me just a little bit. Okay. Maybe I let you win because dang, that is tough. It's kind of crazy how they don't really make a lot of leather things out of pig skin. If anybody knows more about that, I would love to hear about it because like the skin is so cool. But yeah, we don't really use it like ever. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, and then there's just a slight pellicle on this side that I want to get rid of. Because again, anything that was exposed to air is probably going to have some like weird vibes on it. And so we're just going to like save ourselves the trouble. Yeah, and so I don't know, y'all. I may be roasting this off today. Actually, I probably won't. I'll probably be roasting this off tomorrow. But yeah. Oh, I'm so stoked. It looks so good, y'all. Oh, and then just for the record, this muscle here, you can see this white stuff here in the middle. That's fat. That's fat, and it's that's what we talk about when we're talking about seam. Like finding a seam or like doing seam butchery, that's what we're talking about is lines of fat like this, lines of fat and connective tissue just like that. And so just for funsies, I want to point out to y'all the different muscles that are on here. So this guy is the top round. This little plane here, this little flat surface is usually what I look for when I'm looking at a leg. And I want to determine whether or not it's an eye round, which means that this guy here is the bottom round. And then this tiny little circle area is, I think, the tip of the eye of round. And then this bad boy up top with like its own little extra stripes. I believe that's the sirloin tip. Oh, it's either the sirloin tip or the knuckle. I feel like I do get those mixed up sometimes, especially these days, because this would have been the bottom of it. Yeah, so I think that's the knuckle. Actually, my bad. Anyway, I'm so stoked to have this turned out. Let's see if I can successfully do any scoring on it while we're live. How long have we been live for? 24 minutes? Oh my god. I think I gotta switch out this razor blade, and that's just like that involves digging through a little bit of a toolkit, and so I don't think I'm gonna do it. But hey y'all, I'm so stoked at how this turned out. I'm like really proud. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like dang, that's so exciting. Um, yeah. So anyway, do let me know in the comments um, what you think I should do with this guy. It does smell just like a little bit different. Yeah, still good though. Anyway, do let me know in the comments what you think I should do with them. And I will keep you updated, most likely via Instagram, as to how we end up preparing it. Again, I'm thinking like a salt rub or a glaze like a honey, sugary, mapley situation. And yeah, just treating him like a regular ham. Although I should probably slice off a little chunk and like fry it up just to see what the flavor profile is like. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Anyway, thank y'all so much for joining. I do definitely. Oh, there's a little bit left on here. That's something, gang. That's something that I used to get in trouble for every once in a while at Bateau, is like leaving just like the tiniest bit of burn on there, and it's so important when you're dry aging, especially in the long run for longer term aging, like the ones that we still have in the fridge. It's super, super important that you get rid of anything that had been exposed to the air. And again, the extra leaving the skin on here was definitely posed a challenge. uh, Definitely poses. I'm not talking about it in past tense like I'm done with it. No, it is still, it is currently a challenge that you are watching me that you're watching me deal with in a super unsafe fashion. Um, but I'm excited about how it turned out, and I think that this is going to be super delicious. I think I'm going to a dinner party tonight, so I'm toying with the idea of cooking it off so that I have something like this to bring to the party, but we'll see. We'll see how brave I get with it. Ugh, amazing. Yeah, and then for anybody else, I did want to remind y'all that we do Butchery 101 has a Patreon, and if y'all found this like helpful or informative, please do come on and join us. You get exclusive long form tutorials and also access to exclusive content. And yeah, we also accept donations via GoFundMe. So I think I added those links in the description, but if not, hit me up. Anyway, thanks again so much, you guys. I really appreciate y'all's time. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Oh, and then FYI, I haven't checked in on the other guys, but we're gonna skip that part for today because I gotta I gotta walk my dog. It's really late. Anyway, thanks again, you guys. Hope to see you soon. Bye.